You're working with Errol Spence.
Nothing has been decided. We just cool. That's it. I know Earl a long time, like 12 years. Him and Julian Williams signed without Heyman around the same time. So we always been real cool. And he was in Philly on some business and he just worked out at the gym. And one of the guys I trained, his dad took a picture of him and it just went viral. And everybody started, but Earl hasn't made a decision yet. He hasn't told me who he's picking as a trainer. We just literally like worked out together for a couple of days. That's it. Hit the bag, talk shit, got a cheesesteak, hit some pads. That's it. People making way too much out of it. He hasn't even made a decision. I'm not saying I wouldn't train him, and I'm not saying that he's not possibly considering me, but he hasn't even made the choice yet.
What do you think you could bring to Errol Spence at this moment of time in his career?
Um, well, my two most known guys came to. I brought him back from the first stoppage losses. So I definitely got a lot of experience with Caleb and Julian Williams dealing with, your first loss being the stoppage. So it's little things that I could tweak, but he's already a tremendous fighter. You know what I mean? I would have to get in the gym with him and be able to tell. But the number one thing I think I could do for him is build up his self esteem. Because after you lose, you take a tough. The social media and everything that's going on around you is tough on a fighter, and I got a lot of experience with dealing with that. You know what I mean, with Julian and with Caleb, and you know fights is won on the inside out, not the outside in. So you build up your self esteem, you give them a peace of mind, and you work from there. And I've done it. But
The higher
you
ups
got to
see
see.
that.
Yeah, and Karan Davis. Karan Davis took a couple losses, and you know what I mean. So I think that that's
That
why God come at me in this position. I think that that's part of my resume, and we'll see. But whoever Earl picks, one thing about it, man, I don't put no pressure on the guy to pick me. I don't ask guys to train them. And I make the decision very easy. Like it's not a thing like if Earl picks another coach, I'm gonna be mad or say something bad about him. That's my guy. Like I like Earl Spence, and I wish him the best. You know what I mean? And I've told him that. I told Caleb that. Like, don't feel no pressure on me because people telling you to pick me. Pick me because you want to pick me, not because somebody told you to. And I feel the same way about Earl. I'm never going to like be mad at him and be pick somebody else or something like that. But he hasn't picked me yet. That's not true. Um, we were just working out, and hopefully, Earl's been through a lot, man. Hopefully, I was more like being a friend to him. You know what I mean? Like an older guy that we just talking. You know what I mean? He came out here on some business, and that's it. Sometimes these guys just need somebody to talk to.
yeah,
That's why
mentor.
I don't like when people be disrespecting guys on social media and stuff like that, man. That shit ain't cool. Like these guys are putting a livelihood on the line for our entertainment, and then you want to say stuff bad about them because they lose fights. Like sometimes I just be wishing that remember that troll guy that was bothering Deontay Wilder and he beat the shit out of him in the gym.
Yeah,
I be wishing that could happen to some of these fans, man. Like you could not like a guy, but you don't got to be so eager to disrespect a fighter who all he did was just lose the fight. Like, come on, man. So I hate when guys is hard on
keyboard
guys like that.
gangsters.
Yeah, I hate that, man. Um, but Earl's a great dude, man. Earl's
Is
a real
the
great dude.
is the goal to go fight Fandora?
I don't know. I don't know, man. Let me tell you something, bro. I don't like to get into that kind of stuff because I like to play my role. Julian Williams and Karan Davis, I pick who they fight. I negotiate their contracts. Caleb Plant, I don't have nothing to do with that. I just train them. Well, Earl Spence, he got a team around him. They pick who he fight. Don't got nothing to do with me. And I'm not his official trainer. So only thing I know that Earl always tells me is he don't like doing tune-ups. He want to go straight to the smoke. That's it. Now, who that smoke is, I have no idea. But that's what he kind of always says. Like, because I actually asked him about that. He like, man, I don't like taking tune-ups. I like to go to tough fights. I get up for the tough fights, and that's his thing.
Obviously, he came off of that loss with Terrence Crawford, and it was a bad one. Um, how's he doing? Mentally and physically. Working out with you.
Um, He's a dog. I tell you that because the workouts, I didn't really take it easy on him on the workout.
Nah.
Like I worked him. Yeah, he a dog. He's not in like great fight shape, but his ability to push through impressed me. Like we did like
Go through right through
20,
the bell. No
20
stops.
no, we don't stop. Only thing he stopped for is water. We did about 25 rounds.
Mm.
And I was like, damn, bro, you a dog. Now he's not as like fast and snappy as Caleb and Julian, but his endurance is just like boom, boom, he can go. You know what I mean? He's a different kind of fighter. He's like a grinder.
Does
So I
that
was
does that
impressed.
does that part remind you of Benavidez? Like just the engine alone?
Yeah, he got an engine. He got an engine. Um, he's heavy-handed. It's not like the snap, like where you get shocked when you get you, but it's like that thud, like boom, boom. He's heavy-handed. So that impressed me. He's very strong. He's a strong guy. Um, it was good. It was good work. He grinds. He grinds. He definitely work hard. You know what I mean? But he didn't grow up fighting in Philly, so they do things different than what we do. You know what I mean? He don't do a lot of the slick stuff, but that's him. I don't want to change him. I just
Right.
want to, but he's not nowhere near like even camp shape. He's just a guy that's just a dog and just could work his ass off, which was really because I'm telling you, I didn't take it easy on the workouts. I asked him a couple of times, like, "You still want to keep going? You all right?" He was like, "Yeah, let's go." I was like, and I know he was tired and sore, and I even made him do like all of his ab work. I'm like, I need 500 core exercises after you work out. That's how I work. You know what I mean? I treat him just like my other guys, and he went to the back and he did it. So he a dog. I was impressed. I don't want to get into the technical stuff because I don't train Earl. So like it's some things that I may have asked him that he just not familiar with. But his work ethic and his physical strength and his ability to complete a workout, I was very impressed with.
Mm. That's good. Do you guys feel like you guys vibe very well together?
Yeah, because I always been cool with him. God, remember, I knew Earl since 2012. So when everybody's fighting on the same cards and we're all in the same host hotel, I'm seeing them in the hotel. We sit next to each other. We eating at the lobby and all that kind of stuff. So I always known him. It's kind of the same thing with Caleb. You know what I mean? I always knew him, even though I never trained him. So I always been cool with him forever. You know what I mean? So we always got along. You know what I mean? Like he would hit my inbox sometime like, who you think gonna win this fight? For years. So it's never been a thing of us not getting along or me just meeting them and we have to like get to know each other. Like, hey Earl, how you doing? My name is Steve. My name is Earl. It's never been that kind of thing. It's been the kind of thing like, yo, Brad, I'm in Philly, man, on some business. Let me come out in the gym and hit pads and work out a little bit. It's like that kind of deal.
Nice, nice. Yeah, because everybody was thinking it was like, hey, he could get some work in with Kyron Davis. There's a lot of work in Philadelphia. Like you said, they do things a little bit different in Philly. So, um, and then
You know
with
what? I
you,
would I
you would have
wouldn't
to
do that.
fly out a lot too. I'm sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that to Earl though. Like just coming off the streets boxing my guys. That's not how you do things as a coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
this
yeah.
shit go viral, and he not in shape like that, and you know what I mean. He in the foreign gym, and you know what I mean. I wouldn't do that to him. You know what I mean?
Yo,
He
and it's
didn't.
funny you say that, Coach, right? Because I was talking to Kyron, and he was like, "Hey, Coach, are we gonna spar?" And then he's
Yeah,
like, "No." You told him, "No, no, no."
yeah. I wouldn't do that because Karan
Fighters
is my
trying to
guy.
prove to you
You got it,
that's
and I
what it
wouldn't do
is.
that. I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? I got a young kid that's 9-0 with 8 knockouts, right? And he asked me the same thing, like, "Am I gonna get some work with him?" I said, "No, I'm not doing that."
JYD.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? That strong ass kid jumping on Earl off the streets. That's not cool. You don't do that as a coach. You know what I mean? You got to show Earl Spence was a unified world champion. He was champion for 6 years. You got to respect that. He don't come to the city to take care of business and hang out with me for a couple of days, and I throw him in the ring with a killer. It ain't cool. You don't do nothing like that. I would never do that to him in a million years. So no, there was no sparring. Um, and I definitely would let him spar Karan because Karan is the best out of shape spar I ever seen in my life. He could walk in the gym and box 10 rounds just out of his sleep. So I
Coming out of the
definitely,
club.
yeah, and yes, literally, not figuratively. And he's a lot bigger than Earl. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't do that. That ain't cool.
Right, right, right. Well, just me hearing that the possibilities of that happen, I thought it was great. I listened to Derek, Derek James. I listened to you talk, and it's like you guys communicate very well. You know what I mean? You probably communicate maybe a little bit better, just because you could just tell you're very intelligent. You look like you didn't take too many punches to the head or any punches to the head. So that's an asset. Um, Hopefully that can come into fruition. And yeah. So do you know if you know when he's gonna make a decision? No, none of that type of stuff.
Um, I don't put no pressure on him. You know what I mean? Like I don't say like, "Are you picking me? Are you picking Roy Jones? Are you picking?" I don't say none of that kind of stuff. Only thing I've ever said to him was, if you do pick me, we got to figure out the logistics, how we gonna do camp, what the pay gonna be. We got to figure all that kind of stuff out because this is a business at the end of the day, and we need that stuff figured out before we start going to work. That's it. Other than that, the only thing I ever told him was take your time with your decision because when you rush, you make mistakes. Take your time. Don't let nobody rush you. Don't feel rushed. My kids ain't missing no meals. Don't feel rushed. And the only thing I tell the people at PBC is you got to schedule the fights accordingly. I can't be in two camps at one time. You know what I'm saying? And um, I'm just not going to be traveling all over the place. I got my own family to raise, so the camps got to be fair to me too. That's it. But as far as when he making his decision and all that, and honestly, he not in fight shape. You know what I mean? He's not in fight shape. He's not ready to fight now. So he got to take his time, and him and his family, they got to figure that out on their own. Anything I could do to help him, I'm willing to do. But um, he's not ready to fight. Like if he had to fight 8 weeks from now, he wouldn't be ready to fight. So um, we got to see. I have no idea when he's making this decision. I
It's
really don't.
very important because like just listening to you saying that you made him do like 500, what was that, sit-ups just at the
Cool.
end of the workout?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And then it's like a guy that has gotten paid this, so high, to be able to know that like sometimes they want to do what they want to do, versus, silk sheets type of thing. You know what I mean? So I'm
Well,
very curious to see if he's willing to go out his way to keep working hard with you.
well, guess what? He gonna have to be because
That's all you know.
a fighter not training me. I'm training him. He's not
Ooh.
telling me what he's going to do and what he's not going to do. I'm not going through all of that. I don't care how much money you make, who you are. I'll shake your hand and I'll tell you this is not for me. You have to do not what I tell you to do, what I ask you respectfully to do. And I don't talk to nobody in a bad way. I didn't tell him get your ass to the back and do sit-ups. I said, Earl, I need 500 on your core. That's it. And if he's not willing to do it, that's fine. I just walk away. You know what I mean? Like that's it. I tell my kids that. Like my daughter is
Right.
the number one kid in the country in track. And if she give me a hard time about working, I'll be like, if you don't want to be great, that's fine. Just don't ask me for money to go to nationals. Don't ask me for money for new spikes. I'm not dealing with this shit. This is my blood. She'll start crying and she'll get up and do a workout. So I definitely not gonna do it with a fighter. You know what I mean? Either you gonna do it or you not gonna do it. You the one in the ring taking the punches. So if you don't want to do it, then that's fine. But I'm not gonna be the guy for you. So any guy that I'm around, they know how I am. I'm never gonna be disrespectful, but I'm damn sure not gonna be a doormat. No fighters telling me what they're gonna do and not train and all that. And you can give me a suggestion. You can say, Coach, my back's hurt. I can't do that today. That's cool. Or you know what I mean, Coach, I got an injury here, or whatever. But you're just not gonna just say, I don't do sit-ups, I don't run, I don't spar. We ain't I'm not going through that. Like with Caleb didn't usually spar as much as I like for my guys to spar. And I'm like, bro, you got to spar more. That's how you get better. Don't have to be a war. Don't have to be bleeding every day, but you need to be in the ring. You got talent, but you need in-ring skills. You learn and you develop things. The way you get better at boxing is by boxing. Don't let nobody tell you that you could just not box and just box, a few 6 round sessions for 8 weeks and be a great, great, great fighter. Like you need to box, you need to practice your skill. You're not a guy with 70 professional fights. You got 20. I think I started training him. He's like 22 fights. I'm like, you need to be in the ring, boxing. And he didn't give me pushback. He started doing it. But I wasn't going to just, I'm like, you need to be boxing at least 10, 12 rounds a week, even out of camp. Just moving around. Don't got to be a killer. It could be amateur kids that's throwing punches at you while you just seeing the punches coming. But you need to see stuff. So and but yeah, he gonna have to do it, or we just not gonna work together. And it's not gonna be hard feelings. I'll remove myself from it before it even get to that point if I feel like he's not listening.
Not worth your time. Now, do you know any other coaches that are a possibility that could be working with him as well? I was hearing something about possibly Bozy entering, like, filling out an application, say he would want to do it or something like that.
I do, but I don't want to comment on it because I don't know if they want it to be out that that they wanted the job or got asked to do the job. But I do know the other coaches, and they some great coaches. Like it's no guarantee he gonna pick me. So but I do. It's a lot of people want the job, bro. Earl Spence is a tremendous talent, and he's a tremendous draw. And let's be honest, you're gonna make a lot of money. So a lot of people want the job. Um, so I have no idea who he's gonna pick. I got my gut feelings, but I don't want to say it. But yeah, it's a lot of coaches that's lined up for this job. A lot of them. Some guys are reaching out to him. Some guys he's reaching out to. I would say maybe about 6 or 7 top popular names are reaching out for the job.
That's heavy. That's heavy because we all know that Derek and him, they went through, like, a business dispute. So obviously, like you said, you got to get the money and the business situated first before things turn into, like, messy later on after.
You know what, man? I'm fortunate that I never have that because I speak very openly out front about the business side. And if it's something that I don't like, I'm gonna say it early, or I'm gonna fix it as it goes along. But I've been fortunate in boxing where I mean I've had a couple fighters that try to like screw me out of small money, but nothing significant with my major guys. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is a dog eat dog business, man, and you gotta just be careful and you gotta talk openly. One of the things I pride myself on with my guys is everybody gets paid well on our team. Karan and Julian both come home with 75 to 80% of their money after they pay everybody, and everybody is fair, and we all get paid on the night of the fight. You know what I mean? But I control their pay. I control how everybody gets paid. With Caleb and like maybe hypothetically Earl, I gotta be even more forthright with the business because I don't control it the way I control with theirs. You know what I mean? But I let everybody know, like, I don't wait to get paid. If you get paid on the night of the fight, I gotta get paid on the night of the fight. I'm not going home waiting 3 weeks for somebody to mail me a check that never comes. I see that all the time in boxing. Um, I'm not going to go through a whole camp and not know what I'm going to get paid.
Yeah.
That's ludicrous, right?
Right.
Fighters know what they're gonna get paid, but I got trainers that be like, I don't know what the fighter is making, or I
Yeah.
don't know what I'm making. That's unreal, and it's still happening to this day. Like if you sit at the lobby of the hotel, and you're getting something to eat, you'll hear a trainer be like, man, I don't even know what I'm getting paid, or I'm not getting this from this guy. I'm like, man, y'all still go through that shit? There's no
And
way
then
I would
and they
go through
always tell you, I love it. I love it. We don't have to go through that. I love it. We
it.
have a
Nah,
great relationship.
bro. Julian Williams and Karan Davis stayed at my house. Stayed at my house. You know what I mean? Those kids are like they're like my sons.
Yeah.
They still gotta pay me. They
Uh,
gotta pay me on the night of the fight. I know what they're making. I know what I'm making. If they borrow money from me, w- they gotta pay me
it's
back the
coming
night of
back.
the
It's
fight.
coming back.
Yes, this is a business. And I'm just telling you this. A guy by the name of Greg Leone taught me this when I first got into this business. Get fighters to get used to paying you off anything that they make. They make $1,000 and you make 10%, get your $100. Because if they're not used to paying you the small stuff, they're not going to be used to paying you the big stuff. Don't let nothing slide.
Mhm.
And when I was first started, Julian was my first fighter. 4 round fights making $1,000. I would get my money. Even though I was spending on parking, we had to park at the airport, $15 a day. Half of my money is already gone. I still got my money. So when it came down for me to make 6 figure paydays, that's a big payday as a trainer. I got my money. And any fighter that has a problem with that is not the fighter for me. But fortunately for me, that the guys that I've really trained, we've never had no issues with that. They already know. I itemize everything. Cut man's getting this. If you got another trainer, he's gonna get this. Breadman is getting this, plus everything I put out for camp and all that kind of
All
stuff.
my expenses, don't forget.
We go all the way down the line. We go down the line. Karan, I know Karan come on your show all the time. Karan love camp expenses. That joker's crazy. He
Yeah,
called me up. Red, I need my money for my massages and
he
my
loves it.
yoga. He love that shit. And I'll be like, Kai, that's cool. And I did a fight, you know what it is. I know I got you, I got you, I got you. He never burnt me. That's like my son, but he love it. He'll call me up. Yo, man, give me 5 grand real quick. I'm like Kai, it's coming back out your check,
I
buddy.
think he liked the conversation more than anything else. Like,
Bro.